Hello everybody, Rusty Rick here. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is I got the 1958 Plymouth fuel tank here. It's a new one. And I'm going to be installing a FiTech fuel pump, because this 58 is going to have the Gen 3 6.4 Hemi in it. So we need a fuel pump to run it. So I'm going to get the camera and everything situated here so you guys can see a little better, and I'll show you everything I got going on. Okay, so this is the fuel pump kit I got from FiTech. So we're going to open this up and see what all we got. There's the fuel pump. We'll have to shorten everything once we get it drilled and get it where we can mount it in there. This is the mounting ring. So we'll put the bolts in here and mount it through the tank with the bolt the fuel pump in. This is the foam gases come with, a thick one and a thin one. Thick one's for like when you got ribs and stuff where you gotta do, but we're going to just be using the thin one. So I'm going to be mounting it up here, right about here. That's the deepest part of the tank. That way it'll pick up the fuel. Fuel filter goes on the bottom of the pump. This is the actual pump here. It'll be mounted on there and go down inside the tank. There we got screws, wiring stuff. So we're going to get started here. So what I got to do first is I got a 2 1/4 bulldozer. Put him in the drill. So I already got it kind of where I want to put it. I'm going to put it right up here. Got a little center point there. So we're going to drill this hole, and then we got to lay this on there and mark the holes and drill them, and then we can start installing. Okay, so I got the hole drilled in there, and I went ahead and took the shop back and sucked it all out, cleaned it all out there. So that's done. You can see the hole probably in the video there. That bit was a little on the dull side, but I got it. So now what I gotta do is take this ring and lay it out and trace these holes. And then we gotta drill the holes out. So we'll go ahead and lay him on here. Just center the hole up, and then like that. Yep, see all my holes. Then we'll take a small bit here. Drill them out. Actually, I'm gonna punch the holes first. Okay, I'm gonna take this little punch and see if I can mark the holes here. The drill bit don't walk. Set the light on so I can see a little better. Okay, so we'll see if we can drill these holes now. Alright, there's the pilot hole. Now we're going to jump up to a quarter here. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's good. Alright, now I'm going to grab a shop vac, sweep it out again since I drilled this. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to clean the holes. Just use a file. That, I think I'll add a little bit of sandpaper around it. So the burrs are off. Okay, now I'll sweep it out again. Okay, so now got this little bag of screws here. What we need to do is run these guys in it. Like that. Yes. Screwdriver here. Screw those in all the way. Easier to do without a screwdriver. Long screws here. Alright, I think we got them. Tighten them up. Alright, so now we got a split here. So supposedly you just feed it in there and pull them. There we go. Up through there like that. Hopefully you guys can see on there. And then they got these little air rings. Slide them over. That way it'll hold him up without falling back down in there. One more here. Hold it up, push them down real tight as possible. Like that. Now that'll hold them. And then, like I said, when it comes to the seal, I'm just going to use this small one. No reason to use that big thick one. Get all the little thingies out there. And you just slide them down over the holes, or the bolts, I mean. Okay, so we got that all in there. So what I got to do now is we got the pump here. So I got to shorten these lines in this bracket that holds the pump. So what I got to do, get a tape measure, measure down in the tank, the very bottom to the bottom of the top of this lip of where the tank is, which is basically 7 inches. So what we got to do here is the black line is the return, so we want to cut him where he's about a 1/2 inch shorter than 7 inches from here to there, so we'll do 6.5. That way it's not laying on the bottom when the fuel is being returned, but close. Marks in there. I use this little cutter I got to snip it. Okay, that's cut. That should be good for the return. So the pump side, we'll have to do the same thing, which I got the pump here. Gotta put the, actually I'm not even gonna put that on yet. So I'm gonna measure the pump to where the line's gonna go down on there, which is 4 1/4. So that's 4 1/4, and this was about, like I said, it's 7, but you want to be, as in the book it says, you want to be at least 1/8 inch to 1/4 off the bottom with the filter on there. So we will make that guy, basically we'll do 2.5 inches. Pencil kind of works. So if we cut him there, and then he'll go on there with that filter, it should be good at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and snip him off like that. Now we got to shorten this bracket up. I'm going to move these wires out of the way. I'm basically going to just shorten him a little bit. I'll go right above below this little step. That way it'll be out of the way to return. So I'm gonna cut him, and I'm just gonna do it with the saw or little hand saw there. Okay, so I just took the saw and cut him, and I deburred him. So what I need to do is wrap the wire back around this. And then we're going to get the pump put on there. Let's get up here out of the way. Let's see. Here's the little clamp for that. I think I'll go ahead and just plug the wire in. like that. Slide the clamp on there. And push him all the way up like that. Got a screwdriver here. Tighten him down on there. Like that. Okay, so got that part on there, and then now we just gotta fasten him on there. And I think it comes with yeah, just some zip ties. Maybe one. Make sure that's what it. Okay, there's two of them. Two zip ties. Let me just double check on here how they got it. Yeah, that's all they do is just zip tie him on there. So we will do that. Alright, so I got them zip tied on there. I'm going to grab some cutters and snip them off. Like that. And then this guy just pops on there, which I'm going to put the pump in there. Trying to see, I think I want them kind of angled like that. So I'm going to put the filter on there. That way when he's in there, it'll be like that. So I want to make sure. Yep. So now we'll see if he all fits in there good. Hopefully. Get the studs all worked down in there. going to take one of these little nuts and get it started. That way it'll pull them through. I think I got a ratchet here. So on the other side. Oh, there we go, done right there. That one don't want to go. Socket's too big for that guy. That's alright, I got littler ones. Anyway, then you got these green washers, and you put on the threads like a seal. Then we'll put the nuts on and start working around. It should pull that back up to it. Take this guy back off. Put one under him. We're going to start snugging these a little bit. That way it'll these other ones started. There it is. Get a different socket. This guy, I think. Yeah, he's smaller. There we go. Starting to come together now. put one of the littler ones on that guy. Got littler nuts for the close ones, and the socket fits better. Alright, snug these other couple down. Okay, so the fuel pump's in there. Like I said, the black's return, red's for the pump. So what I'm going to do, since that's all good now, is this is the for the gauge, fuel gauge, sending unit, and I'm not going to need the fuel since I'm running the electric pump. So I think I'm going to just cut him off, and we'll block him off. That way when that goes in the tank, this won't be near that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get this cut, and then go ahead and put him in there. May as well be ready. Okay, so I got that cut off. Don't need that guy. So I'm going to go ahead and get this put together. There's our seal. And slide him in there. Seal in place where it goes. Is in there. And then we got the locking ring. It just goes on there like that. And then I'll probably take a knock him around like that. So he's all installed. Like I said, I'm gonna just cap this off. That's no big deal. Fuel pump's all in there, which I'll bring the camera a little closer just so you guys see. But it's all installed, looks good, and that way, well, the pump will run the 6.4. That'll be probably it for this video, and then well, I'm sure I'll make a video installing the tank in and hooking the fittings and fuel lines up before I put it in. So again, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, help us grow, and I'll see you in the next one.